Okay, enjoy. I start with opening up the energy field. Bring in light. Then I expand the energy field. So expanding the energy field helps to hold more light in the system, and also more awareness comes with that as well. So I'm expanding. And the energy field can always be more expanded. So this is a never-ending process. We can always hold more lights in our system. And light is pure information, so higher information, and this information helps to transform our system on a cellular level towards our personal highest truth. So I'm expanding. Then I fill up the expanded space with light. Then I clear surface energies. Surface energies are all sorts of energies you've been exposed to over the past 1 or 2 days, and also emotions that have been triggered, and these are basically floating around the top of your system. Emotions are also just energy. So I'm clearing those surface energies. And they are the ones that are creating the noise. So if you feel like there's just a lot going on, and there is not just silence, because this is what we are behind all the noise, there is just silence. If we don't fully experience the silence, if that is not our main experience, that means a few things, but it also means that there are just surface energies interfering. And also, when these surface energies are being cleared, more light can enter the system because there's more space. And then I also clear energies out of the mind. So that we also experience less thoughts, or at least the energies that are piled up on the mind level are getting removed. Again, that there is more space, that more light can enter the system. And maybe you can already feel more light is flowing in. There is more of a flow happening, like a waterfall. It just flows in, continuously flows. into the crown chakra and third eye chakra. This is where it starts filling up the whole system, so the body and the energy field, and then also the space around us. Then I open up the energy field more. So always when I open up the energy field more light can enter the system. I bring in more light. And then I open up the central energy channel. The central energy channel is where life energy flows through our system. So life energy flows from the root to the crown chakra, falls back down in all directions and flows up again and so on. So it's a constant flow. It never stops. And the more life energy flows, the better, because it also helps us to remove blockages then when enough life energy flows. And before that, we are removing blockages out of our system so that eventually more life energy can flow and then help us with that process. So it's basically happening by itself more and more as well. And life energy is just life itself. So life is flowing through our system. We experience it in the present moment. So only the present moment, that's everything that exists. Past and future is just a mechanism in the system that makes us experience the past and the future. And this mechanism is always also starts breaking down over time. So the more life energy flows, the more it breaks down the past and the future, the experience of it, because there is no such thing as past and future, just the experience is there for us until it's eventually totally gone. And when the experience of past and future is gone and we are only in the present moment, we can still think, of course, about past and future, mentally. But there is no possibility to tap into past and future or sense a past or a future. It's really all happening in the present moment. So it's a very different experience. And these mechanisms are breaking down right now more and more. And I'm helping this specifically today. So I put more focus on breaking down this mechanism, that it happens faster for you. So first I work on the past, just breaking down this mechanism. And I'm clearing energies that don't want that to happen, basically. So resistance, second chakra. I clear resistance around not experiencing a past. They're just some systems that feel the past is valuable in whichever way. So I'm just clearing this. I'm clearing the resistance. And just heart chakra is always identification. Basically, I don't want to experience any changes, or I prefer that everything stays the same. So basically those energies, I like consistency. Okay, I clear those energies. And root chakra, the fear of experiencing changes, I clear that as well. Okay, so I break it down again. go back, breaking down the experience of the past, just that mechanism, because it's not necessary, it's not needed. It's just the experience is real. There is no real past in that way as we think there is. So I'm just breaking this mechanism down more and more. And you can just give it a try right now if you want. Just sense into your past. It's probably not possible, or it's not possible because right now this mechanism is totally removed. So I can always totally remove it for you. It just depends on on the habit of the system. So how much habit there still is to create the past and how much energy is still used up for creating the past. And if there is still a lot, then it's just gonna come back. Less of it, of course, less of it, it's gonna come back. And then it will just take some time until it fully breaks down. And if there's already less energy used for creating the past, then you probably feel a big difference after this meditation, because I'm just withdrawing more and more of that energy that's creating that experience. And now when you want to sense into your past, it's probably not possible. You can think about it, but you can't sense, feel into the past. There's nothing there. It's empty. I just hold it. I just hold that mechanism a little bit so that the system can adjust and yeah, just adjust. Okay, then I do the same for the future. So I'm breaking down the possibility, that mechanism that creates the experience of a future. Okay, now you're just experiencing the present moment. So if you try to sense the future, you can't. If you try to sense the past, you can't. You can think about it. Yes, intellectually it's possible, but there is no sense. The system can't sense it anymore. And this is how it's going to be when it's fully manifested. There is no sense of past and future. You can think about it, but you can't tap into it. It's like it doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is the present moment. And the good thing is the energy that creates the past and the future, there's a lot of energy used up for that. And it's then available. So that means you just have a lot more energy available in the present moment for the present moment and doing stuff in the present moment. So that's pretty amazing and changes life drastically, drastically, because there's so much energy used up for creating past and future. I'm also going to hold the future, the mechanism a little bit so that the system can adjust, just get used to it a little bit more. And basically remembers, because the system knows how it is to be in the present moment, but it also knows the habit of creating the past and the future. So it's just basically a remembrance of the system, how it also can work and work basically in a better way, a more efficient way, more optimum way. Okay, so it's anchored now, and for this whole meditation, it stays. And probably it stays afterwards for quite a while as well. So when you go through your day, just feel into the difference. It's all about feeling it. It's never, the mind can't grasp it, it's always an experience. So see how the day unfolds and feel how it's different from before. Okay. And energy-wise, maybe you can feel that there is a lot more energy freed up now. And there is a lot more space also in your energy field. And right away, more light is coming in, a massive amount of light. Also, there is more joy present. So always when something that's not of the highest truth leaves the system, more joy and bliss can come in as well at the same time. So it's the joy of existence, it's more of a subtle joy, and the bliss is also subtle bliss. I mean, depending on the system, but this is what can come in then, or comes in more. Then I accelerate the life energy. Then I help it to flow more from the root to the crown chakra. And then it falls back down and flows up again and so on. So I'm just helping that more life energy flows. And right now, the energy is working on specifically third eye chakra and second chakra, just expanding, removing blockages. So I assist in the second chakra. So again, I remove more of resistance towards life energy itself, towards life. So it's the core resistance. It's always a big one. So I clear it. And basically all the other resistance we experience in our life is just a nuance of the core resistance, the resistance towards life itself. So just other nuances. So clear resistance. And since there is no past and future right now, the system is basically, it's really relaxed, but it's also like, oh, thank God it's gone in that kind of way, it's like, it's very relieved. So I can totally feel that. So the system gets a break in that kind of way. It really likes it. And this is why more joy and light is coming in. And the joy is now manifesting in the heart chakra. So the energy of joy is raising the vibration of the heart specifically. And that makes the system and the heart more perceptive or receptive for the energy of joy. There's just a massive amount of light coming in, just very massive. Um, I'll let this light just come in and work for a minute. Let's see what it does. So it's interesting because it shows me, so I feel right now, I feel the outside of the energy field. So the outside, basically, if you want to say it like that, the outside boundary of the energy field. This is what I sense right now. And then the light coming in into the energy field and outside the energy field. So it's probably differently for everybody, but it's around like 0.5 meter or 1 or 2 meters around you. So your energy field. And this area is just very sensitive to that we can sense that the energy field is a lot larger than the body. And the energy just shows me the radiance of the large energy field. So not just your body is radiant because there is so much light in there, but also the energy field. It's extremely radiant. So it's a very large cocoon or circle around you. It's all filled with light. It's very, very high vibrational today. Even feels a little bit like electric, like electricity. It's very. So the energy is now really, it wants us to see that we are not just the body, but we have energy bodies and we are that as well. And it's specifically showing us that. So it shows us that we can feel, or it's a possibility that we can feel us being the large energy body and not just our small physical body. So you probably feel yourself being very expanded. This is because you are now you see yourself now, or you experience yourself now also with the energy bodies, or from that perspective. So the boundaries between the physical bodies, the energy bodies, and everything around the energy body is just getting dissolved more and more. So that the experience of the oneness, of the unity can happen. So I'm removing the outside boundaries completely. And now everything is just one. Energetically, the boundaries are dissolved. And on an energetical level, it's all so simple. Like it takes a hand movement to remove boundaries. The thing is just the habit and the identification. So that and the understanding of the system, what it is, how it's identified, what life is, who and what you think you are, and all of that, like all these. It's basically just a very, let's just say it's one big habit. So a person created and the whole life of a person, it's a one big habit. If we just let's just call it like that. And this is why it's not so simple that we can just stay in the unity, but energetically we're just there. We're already in unity. Um, but then the habit kicks in, and then the identification and all of that again. But the energy is dissolving that right now. Because we're experiencing the unity, the energy is dissolving what's in the way of the unity. So for you, and it's just thinning out all the mechanisms that keep the separation in place. So I'm also assisting, I'm removing energy of separation out of your system. That you are separate, that you are an individual being. I also removed the blockage out of the heart chakra. I am separate. So heart chakra is always identification. I'm separate. I'm an individual. I'm a human. I'm, and then your name. So then that person. So just clear these energies. And now the heart can unify as well. So, and now we are totally unified, and let's sit with this for a few minutes, just at the system. So like for 3-4 minutes, that the system can get more used to that. And I'm just going to clear a few energies that are popping up around. So the expansion feels different, right? So it's a different feel versus being separate. So there is resistance towards this expansion and towards not having boundaries. And this can feel weird, of course, if you feel it the first time. And just in general, it can just feel a little bit weird. So I'm just removing those energies that feel irritated basically by it, so that you can relax more into it, into the unified field. Because again, your boundaries are fully dissolved. So you are completely unified with all that is. And then basically the system just shows me little energies that don't prefer it or whatever, and I'm just clearing them. So I clear irritation. Then fears out of the root chakra, fear of losing, I don't know, whatever you feel like losing, of losing friends, family, job, your current life experience. So I clear this fear. This is massive. Changes the energy fields right away. And then the question, trusting in what? So if you're separate and you trusted yourself, trusting in what now? So this not knowing what to trust, basically. So just direction of the trust, the energy of trust, where it's directed. I clear it. And there's a lot of bliss present because being in unity just brings up this extreme amount of bliss for the system. Because when blockages can go, and the separation is like a very big blockage, or yeah. Then more light can come in, and with that also bliss is coming in right now. So a lot of bliss is present. Okay, so let's sit in this unified field with the bliss present until the meditation is over, and this is going to be for the next 15 minutes in silence. Okay, we are finished. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy
Take care.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks,
Thank you
Eva.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you very much.
Thanks, Eva.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Eva.
for joining.
Eva.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Eva.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Eva.
Thank you.
Everyone.